Flow, flow. What is going on, guys? Sean here. Um, and today I decided that rather than just going to the gym and showing you guys another one of my workouts, that I would actually just talk to you a little bit about, I guess, why I started um, working out, why I got into fitness, and then some of the things that have helped me along my personal fitness journey, but things that could apply to you as well, things that could, maybe you could think, yeah, maybe that's holding me back, things that maybe I can give you some advice. First though, why I started, growing up, I was always one of the smallest kids in my class, like height and weight. Like, it wasn't just I was a tall, skinny guy or short and muscular or anything like that. No, I was always just short and skinny. And it just got old. It just got old. I got tired of being small. So one day, I had these push-up handles and one of those ab wheels. You just roll out and come back in for your abs. I had like one set of, it was either 15 or 20-pound dumbbells. I can't remember, one of the two though. What else? Oh, and then I had a pull-up bar. I had a pull-up bar that you could put in the door. It would just hang from the door. And one day I just came up with like a circuit workout, and I did this little circuit workout. It probably took like, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour, to get done. I would religiously do this workout, just day after day, the same thing over and over and over again. And after about a year or two, I guess you could say, oh, and this would have been my sophomore year of high school, I think is when I started. I am 22 now, so this was, how old was I as a sophomore? 15? Yeah, I was 15 as a sophomore, so about 7 years ago is when I started. And then it took about, I don't know, about a year or two to really see some good progress, I guess you could say. I mean, obviously I saw progress sooner than a year, but nothing substantial. So I would say about a year or two was when people were coming up to me and being like, hey, you're gaining weight. But don't get me wrong, I wasn't big a year or two later. I guess I looked like a normal person by this time. A year or two into lifting, I looked like a normal person. I went from skinny to normal. Okay, so I guess that brings up like my first key, my first point. I don't know what you want to call it. Anyways, discipline. It's very easy to become discouraged or to let anything get in the way of what you're trying to do, but you just have to discipline yourself and look at the big picture, look at where you want to be in the end of it, and just keep that motivating you throughout whatever you're going for, whatever it may be. I mean, whatever, it could be fitness, it could be, I mean, you want to be a doctor, so you're disciplining yourself with schoolwork and your education. It can be anything. Discipline is a key to anything. Just keep working at it, Just don't let anything hold you back. Now, one thing that I wish I would have had discipline with a lot sooner is actually eating and your diet. I found that once I really started getting my diet in check and once I started eating as much as I needed to, that's whenever I really started to see good progress within my own body. Within those first 2 years, I was lifting basically every day, like I said, but I was still eating like I used to. And I mean, I'm not saying I was just eating like trash all the time. It's really just like I wasn't eating enough, and I wasn't eating enough of the right things. So I would maybe eat like 3 times a day, but it was no quality nutrients. So once I got my meals in check, I really started to grow and really started to see some good progress. So that is a huge key, is eating. Now I try to eat about every 2 to 3 hours. I mean, I really go for every 2 hours, and I try to get a decent sized meal in, as much as my stomach can tolerate. Honestly, I'm not very good at overeating. I can't. When my stomach says I'm full, I'm full. Like I can't force anymore. I've never really been good at that. But yeah, so I'll try to get 5, 6 good meals in a day. It's done wonders for me. Eat right. That's whenever you'll start to see some real progress along your fitness journey. The next thing I would say is just no matter where you're starting, no matter what you look like in the beginning, no matter how much weight you can push, whether it's a lot or a little, it doesn't matter. So whenever you go into the gym, if you want to see true progress, you have to have confidence in whatever you're doing. So what I mean by that is, I guess it's very easy to get comfortable in the gym, and I guess you have to have, what I'm saying is you have to have the confidence to tell yourself you can go up weight. Don't be afraid to go up weight. You know, don't be afraid to push yourself. Have confidence in what you're doing. So if you've been doing the same weight over and over and over again every week, then why are you doing that? Trust in your body and trust yourself to be able to go up weight. Because if you're scared to progress, then you're never going to. You're never going to progress. So you have to have the confidence in yourself to go up weight, to try a more difficult weight, and to push yourself through it. Whenever I started seeing good leg growth, it was because I had a lifting partner who we would just push each other to our limits. Like we were literally just limping out of the gym after our leg day, because whenever we would squat as heavy as we could, and then on top of that, we'd squat as heavy as we could, and then keep going. We would do forced reps with each other on our squats. And what I mean by that is, like, we would do like 405 pounds on squat. We'd get under it, and then by ourselves, we'd be able to get like, I don't know. And whenever we first started with 405, probably like five reps with 405. But then with the spot, your spotter would carry you to 8. He would help you through the last 3 reps and get you to 8. So that would be a forced rep. Don't be afraid to throw weight on the bar and have your music blasting in your ears, you know, whatever you got to do to get ready for your set, and be talking yourself up in your head. Like, why not? Just tell yourself what a badass you are. I mean, whatever it may be, tell yourself like you're a fucking beast, or no one can hold you, whatever it may be, whatever you need to tell yourself in the gym before a heavy set to get you to do it, do it. Why not? Why not? Push yourself to the limit in the gym every time. As long as you have an understanding of good form and how the movement is supposed to be, there's a good chance that you're going to be able to push yourself through the weight that you have. And if you can't, you know, if you talk yourself up and, you know, you got the right song on, you got your jam on, whatever it might be, and you go up to the bar, say you're deadlifting, you come up 2 inches, get stuck, have to drop it, cool, you tried. Drop the weight, drop just a little bit under that, rep it out, and then hopefully next week or 2 weeks from now you'll be able to get that initial weight that you tried. But you're never going to get up to that weight if you don't ever attempt it. Now I'm not saying, oh, your max on squat right now is 315. The best way to get to 405 is just say, fuck 315, I'm going to jump under 405. No, that's not what I'm saying. Obviously, slow progress is the way to go. But I'm saying don't be afraid to go up weight. Don't get comfortable with the weights that you're lifting on a daily to weekly basis. Eventually you're going to have to push yourself if you want to keep growing. And I feel like a lot of people, once they get to a certain point, it feels like they're still working out. They're just going through the motions, but they're not pushing themselves the same way they were initially whenever they were really driven, whenever they were really motivated to get big, So don't ever lose that confidence that you need to keep pushing yourself in the gym. Another thing I'd say is very beneficial is just to consciously live your life. It's simple, very easy to just relax and kind of just let life fly by you. I believe there's a difference between living your life and consciously living your life. Living your life, you're going through the motions, doing whatever, kind of just letting opportunities pass by, whatever they may be, but just kind of wasting your own time. Just wasting your own time. So that's why I say consciously live your life. Like, understand what's going on around you, what kind of things to focus on, what things don't matter, what things you should let go of, what things are just gonna put you in a bad mood, stress you out, things that are unnecessary. Consciously live your life and make decisions that are gonna put you ahead for whatever your goal is. So I guess just consciously make decisions that will benefit you and what you're trying to do. For example, in the fitness world or on your fitness journey, it's very easy to just fall into poor habits, or there's a bird right there. Just make good choices. Whenever you're just laying around doing nothing, ask yourself why. Like, if you need the rest, if you just need a break, that's understandable. Take a break. But if you're just being lazy and you realize that, why are you being lazy? Like, you could be doing something to benefit yourself right now, or take a step forward in whatever you might be doing. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable with where you're at. Always look forward to the next stepping stone. Like, what's going to move you forward? What can you do next to take you to the next level? How can you improve? Because there's always improvements to be made in life. I say that these are things that help me grow in the gym, but these are things that'll help you grow in life, to be honest. I think that a lot of things that you apply to the gym can benefit you in life, though, honestly. Like, pushing yourself to get a couple more reps in the gym equates to, like, your willpower, you know what I mean? Like, how badly do you really want it? And you can apply that to anything. Like, how bad do you really want to be a surgeon? Like, how bad do you want to go through all that school? Or how bad do you really want to be a professional athlete? How much work are you willing to put in? And whenever you catch yourself being lazy, just snap out of it. It's time to start doing something productive towards your goal and towards what you're trying to do with your life. Another thing that I want to talk about is all the comments you might get along your fitness journey, or I keep saying your fitness journey, but like I said, it's whatever you're going for. Is the positive comments and the negative comments that will come along with it. I guess what's important with that is just to completely brush off whatever negative comments you might be hearing. They're irrelevant. Anything negative people are saying, you can listen to them. If they're If it's like constructive criticism, obviously that's different. You know, they're trying to help you improve. They're just trying to give you tips if they're being sincere. That is. But as for the negative comments, the ones that are just hateful, you know, brush them off. They're irrelevant. They don't matter. However, with the good comments, you know, hold on to those. Like let let the good feedback carry you through your process. You know, keep the compliments in your head. Like it'll change your attitude in the gym if you just think about the good and forget about the bad. You know, a negative attitude will do you good nowhere. It's never good to have a negative attitude. It will never benefit you to have a negative attitude. There's always going to be a better way to handle that situation than to just be negative. So it's very easy to get down on yourself, especially like if you hit a plateau and you're trying to lose or gain weight, whatever it may be, and you're just stuck. You're not seeing the progress that you want to see, and you're stuck. And I found that whenever I hit these, like sometimes I'll be like, man, I'm having like a bad week. My strength isn't where I want it. I feel like I'm losing weight. Like my sleeves aren't fitting as tight as they used to. And I mean that's the thing I notice. Like first thing, if my sleeves don't fit the same way, I'm getting small. Like what am I gonna do? What's going on? Why am I getting smaller? So I know how it feels. But whenever you get down on yourself on those things, it just makes it worse. That confidence that I was talking about earlier, it's gone. And you need that confidence to progress in the gym. Otherwise, whenever you grab 315 and you're down on yourself, you're gonna be like, oh man, this is heavy. Like I don't know why this feels so heavy. Whereas if you go in and you're thinking about all the good and everything that's been going on and all the progress you've been making, and you're like, today's the day, I'm gonna crush this. I mean, you grab the bar and just rep it out like it's nothing, then that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. Attitude makes a huge difference, so don't let the negative or the negativity ever get to you. And I know that's oftentimes easier said than done. Sometimes certain things will get to you, and I mean, that's just life. But just snap out of that funk and push yourself. Remember why you started. Remember that, I mean, you knew it wasn't going to be an easy task to do whenever you started it. You knew it wasn't just going to be an overnight thing. So just continue to progress into whatever it is that you're trying to do. That kind of brings me to my next point, which is just stay motivated, stay hungry for whatever you're trying to do. Don't get complacent in the gym. Don't get complacent in life. Don't get complacent at your job or whatever it might be. There will always be progress to be made. So don't get comfortable. But I mean, yeah, I would say those are a lot of key traits or characteristics and things that have just helped me to progress along my way. Stay disciplined, have confidence, stay motivated, eat food, to consciously live your life, and then just your attitude towards everything that you're doing. Make sure that you maintain a positive attitude, and you can just continue to press on. So yeah, as always, it's been a pleasure, guys. I haven't been able to quite do these vlogs as frequently as I initially planned, and I'll try to get better at that. It's all just a work in progress. But as always, guys, if you have any questions, if you have any topics that you would like me to hit, any recommendations, any feedback at all, feel free, leave that down in the comments. Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it, guys. But until next time, I'll see you then.